Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is in Samarkand, addressed the SCO leaders on day 2 of the summit. Now, during his speech, the Indian Prime Minister emphasized on how the country supports mutual trust among SCO leaders. He also raised the issue of transit rights between member states. In a message to Islamabad, the Indian Prime Minister said that it took many months for India to get transit rights to send supplies to Afghanistan via Pakistan. He added that better connectivity is required for development. Prime Minister Modi also added that SCO members must extend support to traditional medicine.
महामारी और यूक्रेन के संकट से ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन्स में कई बाधाएं उत्पन्न हुई, जिसके कारण पूरा विश्व अभूतपूर्व ऊर्जा एवं खाद्य संकट का सामना कर रहा है। एससीओ को हमारे क्षेत्र में विश्वस्त, रेजिलिएंट और डाइवर्सिफाइड सप्लाई चेन्स विकसित करने के लिए प्रयत्न करने चाहिए। इसके लिए बेहतर कनेक्टिविटी की आवश्यकता तो होगी ही, साथ ही यह भी महत्वपूर्ण होगा कि हम सभी एक दूसरे को ट्रांजिट का पूरा अधिकार दें।
The Prime Minister asserted on how he wants to transform India into a manufacturing hub, further adding that India's economy is expected to grow at the rate of 7.5% this year. Indian Prime Minister Modi also highlighted how the supply chains were disrupted due to two major reasons. That is, first, the COVID-19 pandemic, and second, the ongoing Ukraine war.
हम भारत को एक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब बनाने पर प्रगति कर रहे हैं। भारत का युवा और प्रतिभाशाली वर्कफोर्स को मैं स्वाभाविक रूप से कॉम्पिटिटिव बनाता है। इस वर्ष भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था में 7.5% वृद्धि की आशा है, जो विश्व की बड़ी इकोनॉमीज में सबसे अधिक होगी।
The Prime Minister will also be holding a number of crucial bilaterals on the sidelines of the summit. The Indian Prime Minister met Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The two leaders discussed ways to deepen bilateral cooperation in diverse sectors. Indian Prime Minister Modi will now be holding talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin, Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi, and Uzbek President as well. This is the first in-person meeting of the SCO leaders since the COVID-19 pandemic broke. Leaders of the eight-nation organization have deliberated on various issues ranging from regional security situation to trade and connectivity. Let's go live to Samarkand, where our principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibbal is live there. Siddhant, hi. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has had several meetings, including one with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Iran's Ibrahim Raisi. What are some takeaways for India the second day of this crucial meeting?
Well, Eric, it has been a very, very hectic day here in Samarkand, but Samarkand essentially has been the center of the world today, where, of course, the leaders of so many countries have gathered for the mega summit. Now, we know that the key outcome has been the Samarkand declaration. That's the joint statement that has been issued after the meeting. But largely, if you look at the outcomes in terms of India's perspective, India has been handed over the presidency of the grouping. The grouping has made a major announcement in terms of expansions, in terms of dialogue partners. Myanmar and of course, Maldives will be given dialogue partner status when it comes to the Indian subcontinent. But especially if I want to concentrate on Indian Prime Minister's speech, he focused on three key areas. He focused on the food crisis, pointing out that millets can be used, that how useful it is to use this superfood, to use his terminology. And secondly, he talked about the Ukraine and the COVID pandemic impacting the global supply chains. That is interesting given the fact that this is a grouping that is dominated by Russia and China, and that is a message indeed in terms of mentioning of the Ukraine conflict itself. And thirdly, he talked about the transit route. We know that Pakistan has been blocking India's westwards connectivity, and that has been a concern for New Delhi. But there were a lot of surprises as well. The Indian Prime Minister met the Turkish President Erdogan, and relationship between India and Turkey has been not very good in past few years since the abrogation of Article 370, removal of the special status for the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir. We saw the Turkey president raking up Kashmir several times, including at the United Nations General Assembly. That, of course, miffed New Delhi. So that is why today the bilateral which happened in Samarkand will go a long way in terms of normalization of the relationship. Of course, there are bilaterals with Iran and Russia as well. Key bilaterals that, of course, define the relationship, but also helps in continuity of the relationship India has with Moscow and Tehran.
Live from Samarkand, our principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibbal, thank you. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.